Welcome everybody to Derelict Watcher. In the bottom left corner, currently up 1-0, representing almost all of the Western world in StarCraft 2, it is Acer Scarlett. Only one map away from upsetting the red player in the top right corner, the IEM Shanghai champion, formerly from TSL, and now on Evil Geniuses. It is Revival. Now, Andre, I feel like for all the love that we've been
no
given
regrets. Zero
for
regrets,
Scarlett,
okay?
we also have to kind of talk a little bit about Revival more. It's only fair that we kind of balance it out, as we kind of showcase, by the way, what Scarlett's doing. She's going for an early gas pool combination instead of hatch first. Revival, for a long time, would be overshadowed by his TSL teammates. It would be people like, at the time, Hyun was still starting to come out, but it was also people like Symbol was really starting to come out. And then, even then, Fruit Dealer was on TSL. People were giving him attention, even though he checked out a long time ago. And it wasn't until Revival started really coming onto his own and trying to join EG and join Pro League where people started paying attention to him. Because even until then, when Revival first joined EG, a lot of people were like, who's Revival? It was really funny, too. Sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Okay. I also, the last thing I want to point out that was really funny, too, was that I remember when I was casting, is that Violet would always win like every single online cup, and then Revival would always get second. And then Violet stopped doing it because he started traveling to international events like IEM Sao Paulo, and then Hyun started winning everything. So Revival never had an opportunity to start winning like every single online tournament.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. I first was introduced to Revival in the Korean weeklies, where he was just a monster there. You know, him, I remember Koka, that's where he really got his name. And I felt like he was definitely a really strong Zerg. Actually, I feel like the Korean weeklies showcased a lot of really good Zergs. But again, wasn't able to really put everything together. I don't know. It's going to be difficult for Scarlett, and especially for Revival, and especially because Scarlett, I believe, it looks like she's doing a 5-minute all-in. When you do like this 15-14
with only
pool gas, and then also get the expansion, and it looks like it's just a regular 15 pool, 14 hatch. Like the timings are very, very similar, but you're getting metabolic boost. It comes out of 5 minutes, and you will not, 100%, you will not have banelings out if you do a standard build. You just cannot have that baneling nest and then banelings made already. So we're going to see probably a lot. Sorry, guys. 14 Zerglings. Yep, it's coming out here. And it's just going to be, well, there's a couple ways you can go into this. You can keep making Zerglings from here, or
Revival scouts all the Zerglings.
Honestly, it doesn't matter.
Is it
like,
too late?
This is a gigantic build order counter. This is really, really hard to stop.
Oh no, Revival, his queens are, well, his first queen is kind of stuck here at the bottom of the ramp. He wants to get one more inject out before the queen drops. Scarlett's going to try to send a few Zerglings and go straight for the main base, while Revival has been starting a spine crawler and the queens tucked right between the spawning pool as well as the hatchery. Can Scarlett end it here? She wants to go for this 5-minute all-in to try to grab a quick 2-0 series victory. She's targeting down the spine crawler as well, but more Zerglings from Revival are popping out. Does she have enough here, Creator?
Oh my god, there's so much, and the spine crawler will finish over here. The drones are going to go defend. You do not want to be defending with drones, though. So many are going to go down, but remember, this is a heavy larva commitment that Scarlett did. Now she's hold positioning, and it looks like Revival might be able to hold this off. Now, if Scarlett keeps making Zerglings from here, she can go ahead and take out the hatchery at the natural. That'll still give her a gigantic advantage.
Oh, trying to catch some Zerglings out for the spawn as well, but Scarlett, she's fighting with a little bit less Zerglings, needs to kind of rally everything. Right. She does have a decisive advantage in the Zergling count, 22-6. Not to mention that her expansion is done. She has double queen or double larva inject production compared to Revival, and this big lead is going to compound because Revival is stuck on one base, although Revival does have banelings, and it's going to be very difficult for Scarlett to push up that ramp.
Oh man, this build is so hard to stop. There's so many things that you have to do, so many precautionary measures. You need multiple queens, of course. Revival didn't have any of those. He was playing the absolute standard play and not scouting out. When this gas was coming up, everything went well for Scarlett. Now she's going to just try to maintain her space, right? She doesn't want to give up space to the point where you can just go for a big baneling, Zergling all in. And macro up. Income tap, let's go ahead and look at it. 23-21. Very similar, Frodan.
Except she has the hatchery much faster, and you would take that position almost any day of the week. Andre, very great analysis thus far, and from this point, what does Scarlett need to do just to make sure that she doesn't throw away this lead? And she's just going to go for a big Baneling attack?
Yes,
oh,
this
wow.
is perfect for an
Okay. Normally I see people just macro up, but she just wants to go for another attack.
Because think about it, like, you don't have a lot of creep on the bottom. You're forcing out Banelings from your opponent. If they don't make Banelings, it's just a straight up win, right?
Oh, yeah. That makes sense.
But all of a sudden, if you're forcing them to make Banelings, that means they're forced to mine gas, and they have such little amounts of drones that this is just a 100% always great trade.
The Baneling Wars have been very tight on the micro. Good control from Scarlett and Revival, both taking a little bit bad trades here and there, but that's because they're trying to micro 3 or 4 packs at a time. And as a result, has been able to do a very good job thus far. Scarlett still incorporating a few drones, 42 to 26. Although she is making a few extractors, so she's going to go down to 40. But the lead still stands as Scarlett looks to be in prime position to send Revival to the lowers bracket, although it's not over just yet, quite far from it. But Revival's in a very undesirable position.
Oh, yeah. And they're both going for layers. Revival slightly behind. And look at this, even a second Spine Crawler coming up here for Scarlett. She's just playing absolutely comprehensive, making sure there's no silly things to lose from here.
That's right, just be extra safe. You know, being extra safe is really nice in this regard. You do have that extra cushion, so why not? Scarlett is ahead in almost every single regard. And now Revival, what does Revival need to do here, Greetor?
It's going to be tough. I mean, he can play this out standard, but he's just going to straight up lose in a regular macro battle. What he's looking for are these little Baneling, Zergling hits, if he can get them. Denying a third over here is going to be very difficult. Actually, Baneling hits are going to be extremely hard just because these 2 Spine Crawlers are already here. You can't do these like multi-prong aggressions and then have 2 Baneling just shoot in. It's really tough. Scarlett is in the position where she has to drop the ball for Revival to get back into the game. There's no real way for Revival to make something happen, in my opinion.
Simultaneous Spires have started for both players, and I like what you said, Andre. It just seems like Scarlett's really making sure to cover every avenue of which Revival can access both the natural and the third base without being able to put on pressure. And if anything, it's the opposite. Scarlett could be the one pressuring Revival's third and making it even more difficult for Revival to establish some kind of economy as more Zerglings are streaming across the map. And we'll see how Revival handles this incoming aggression. Oh, a pack of Zerglings almost ran into 1 Baneling. Good control once again from both players. Baneling trying to dodge each other to avoid explosions unnecessarily. And now Scarlett's down to the natural, kicking off any drone she can. And this is bad news for Revival. He has to fight with the drones. Massive losses here in the natural base for EG Revival.
Yep, Revival getting 20 Zerglings, 22 Zerglings in production.
That's
though.
it. GG.
2